All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Behind the Shot, where top visual storytellers share their best three shots and the stories behind them. Behind the Shot is brought to you by Deity microphones, and this one is the Deity D3 Pro. So I've been using this for a while, so thank you, Deity, for supporting our show. And we are now on the eighth episode, and as you could have noticed if you've been watching our show for the past few episodes, audio's been really good, so it's because of Deity. So I also have their other mics. I also have the VLAV, which I use in the field, the S Mic 2S. And it's amazing because this specific model that I'm using right now, it's using a TR-STR-RS cable, which is the same as your 3.5-inch audio plug for your earphones, your earbuds. And you can use this mic with your iPad, your iPhone, your DSLR mirrorless camera. So it's all around. You can shoot vlogs with it. It's an amazing, amazing piece of equipment, and I'm very glad that Deity was able to share it with me, permanently. So, and you will also notice that I now have a mic arm. Yay! So, this just arrived today. Excuse me. Through shippingcart.com. Excuse me. And it's a shipping cart is a service. It's a forwarding service, delivery service from the US, UK, and Europe. And I just did a video about them. Check out my YouTube, and you'll see how they do their process. How it's a great way to consolidate your shipment from, let's say, Amazon, B&H Photo, eBay. All goes to just one address. You can consolidate it online, put it in your cart, and then have it shipped here. It's a godsend, to be honest, because most of the logistic services have not been functioning expectedly here during the COVID-19 and the lockdown, but they have been persisting. I've had this mic arm and a host of other accessories shipped from my US address, shipping cart address, last May 14, arrived today. So 14, 13 days. It's amazing. It's a great way and a very, I would say, affordable way to get your stuff from there to here. Now, for all of our viewers who are just joining us right now for the very first time for this show, Behind the Shot is a show that I'm hosting on YouTube, obviously, primarily. And if you are not familiar who I am, my name is Noel Guevara. I am the host of Behind the Shot and a few other shows here on YouTube. I am a conservation and wildlife photographer and filmmaker. And if you want to see more of my work, check out my Instagram, Noel Guevara Photo. So, Behind the Shot is a live online talk show that I have. And I also have a gear review show here on YouTube, which is called Hammerhead Gearhead. So, obviously, I love sharks. And I have epic travel videos. I also have instructionals and some tutorials. So, if this is something that is right down your alley, please do like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Now, that said, while we are broadcasting primarily on YouTube, we also have a teaser stream on Facebook Live. So I'm sure you guys are watching right now there in Facebook. And this Facebook stream will be ending probably before the third set of photos of our guest today. So our program is usually based or centers around three works. So whether it's a video clip, videos, segments, or photos, and it's divided into three, and then we have a discussion in between and during. So before the third photo or the last photo or the last video, I will end the stream, and I will invite you guys first though to transfer to the YouTube stream so you can appreciate it more. So there it is uninterrupted. And please do comment and let me know if you have any questions. Let me know where you're from. I know we have viewers from all over, not just from the Philippines, and that is great. Thank you for the support. And this has been an amazing run for Behind the Shot. This is our eighth episode, so we have one that's coming up that next on Friday, which it will be the last of our Photojournalist series for the week. And then the last episode will be on June 29, which is our 22nd episode. So, that gives me some time to prepare for season 2. All right, now, before anything else, I would like to properly introduce our guest for today. My next guest is a street photographer and photojournalist who's been covering stories across the Philippines since 2010. He started working with Philippine Daily Inquirer as a photojournalist and has since contributed stories and documentaries to online and print publications in both local and international news and media. He's worked with media outlets such as CNN Philippines, Financial Times, Esquire, and more. His street photography has been praised for not only the technical skill that you can obviously take and see from his series of images, but also because it's very authentic, real, and it really implies a sort of connection between the viewer and the subject. And this is true. One thing I noticed about this guy's work is that there is that sense of the moment and the realism in it. Some of the street photography work that I've seen seems a bit blocked or choreographed at times, or there you could feel or sense the presence of the photographer. With this guy's work, it's not. It's very tangible. It's very immersive to the point that I have to say, when you look at this work, and usually it centers on Manila, it centers on the busy streets of the metro, you have this feeling of, it has this positive vibe about it. I that is really one way to simplify it, but we don't normally have a lot to celebrate about. But even then, when you look at this guy's photos, you can feel that sort of positive effect. It's sort of transcendent in that way that makes you smile. And that's what I really like about his work. And I am a big fan of this guy's work. He also tackles environmental and social issues through his personal documentary and NGO collaborations. That is actually how I met him. We met in a Greenpeace assignment I was on board the Rainbow Warrior 3 last March 2019. So I was working for a straight 3 or 4 weeks at sea. And then in one of the actions that we covered, he was also called in to cover the same event. And that's where we met. It was a very fleeting moment. It was in I think at the bridge of the ship, or sorry, no, in one of the offices of the ship. And I knew who he was then. And it's great that I'm having him now here as a guest. So please welcome one of the most brilliant street photographers that I've had the pleasure of meeting, Jilson Chu. There you go, man. What's up, Jilson? We we are live. Did I catch you by surprise? How's everything, man? That is actually my first question. That is my first question because since you do the rounds, you do the beat around on the streets, street photography, photojournalism. How has it been for you considering there's a lockdown, there's a GCQ, ECQ, or whatever? Yeah, yeah. Can you hear
Okay.
me? There you go. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
We lost you for a bit. Okay, again, let's reset that. Hey, Jilson, welcome to Behind the Shot. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, perfect. I thought we were having technical difficulties there. Okay, so my first question was, Jilson, was since you normally roam the streets with a camera for assignments and for your street photography, how does it feel for you now? Everything is on lockdown, ECQ, GCQ.
Um, the ECQ mainly killed off the freelance part. It's really hard to get a job right now because
Okay.
number one, you need to be in a regular staff position if you're covering COVID-19
Right.
and or the coronavirus. And number two, companies doesn't like hiring freelance people right now because most freelance photographers, photojournalists here in the Philippines doesn't have insurance, like health insurance, and
Okay.
it's very important in this issue today
Mm-hmm.
that to have a life insurance
Okay.
because this disease is kind of life threatening.
It is. It is. So is that a mandatory requirement for you to get that ID? Do you have that ID, the IATF ID, so that you can move
No,
around
I
and work?
don't. I don't.
Okay.
I don't. That's
Okay.
why. That's why I only roam around when I go for shopping,
Mm-hmm.
and I only roam around in the nearby areas because I live with my sister,
Okay.
and it's just the two of us, and I'm the runner, so I get to go out.
For the essential stuff. Where are you
Yeah.
based, Jilson? You traverse the different streets and roads. Where are you based? Where do you operate from?
I used to live in Tondo, which
Okay.
is the most blighted area in Manila.
Okay.
Um, but now I'm in Binondo, the oldest Chinatown in the world. Yeah. So
So I'm sure
I'm based here
it's
now,
amazing because
just
it
here at February.
okay, but it's I mean considering everything, no, lockdown aside, it's such a target rich environment for you as a street photographer. You have so many
Yeah,
people
it's
to
it,
shoot
it's
and everything.
very populated, and it's kind of nice to live amongst my um, Chinese roots,
Okay.
and the food's nice.
Okay, I'm sure.
I
I'm
can
sure.
always do
Yes, that's true.
takeouts.
That's true. Okay, before we move on to your first set of photos, Gilson, can you enlighten us as to what type of gear you use and why you use that specific gear, and yeah, how long you've been using it?
Um, I I used to use a 6D. That was my first full frame camera,
Mm-hmm.
the 6D,
Yeah.
and then eventually move into 5D Mark IV
Mm-hmm.
in 2017, and now I currently use the EOS RP,
Okay.
which is the entry level full frame camera, mirrorless for full frame camera of Canon right
Okay.
now. Actually, I think it's the newest professional camera of Canon
Okay.
right now. And I mainly use a 70 to 200. I used to use a Tamron 70 to 200 2.8, but I already ditched that because it's too heavy.
Okay.
I upgraded into the RF version of the Canon 70 to 200 RF,
Okay.
and it's very stout and it's kind of thick, but it's really shorter and it
Right.
fits inside my bag, even though it's mounted in the camera.
Oh. Okay.
Usually, when you fit a 70 to 200 inside the bag, you need to detach it
Yes.
because
Yes.
it's too long and
Yes.
all.
Normally, yeah.
But this one you can put it inside the bag.
That's interesting. Okay, so your main lens is a 70 to 200 lens. That's your main workhorse lens for
And
your.
yeah, there's actually two. It's both. I don't have a mid-range lens.
So it's either a wide
Uh,
or a zoom.
yeah, it's either a 15 to 35 or a
Okay.
70 to 200.
Okay. That's
I actually miss my 50 mm.
okay. So that's interesting because normally street photography is usually based on the cornerstone lens, which is the 35 or the 28. So that's one thing I
Yeah,
noticed with your work, and you guys will see it in a bit. You have a tendency to go for the longer zooms, for the longer focal lengths, which I find very interesting. Was that something that came in natural? Like, oh, this is nicer. This is a better approach rather than just, you know, sticking with a wider focal
yeah.
length.
As you can see in my photos, I like big narrow backgrounds,
Okay.
and I mostly use the ground when I'm up high. I use the ground as my background, and I kind of want to because the 70 to 200 gives you like a photojournalist look,
Okay.
because I'm a photojournalist, and
Right.
and I'm used to working with that lens, and I kind of think that this 70 to 200 gives me an option to play around with the compression of the background that I
Okay.
don't have with the 35 and the 24 or the 50.
Yeah.
That's really popular in street photography,
Right.
and I find it easier to blend in and to be not seen using the 70 to 200.
Really?
So
Oh,
I
because it's
really
stouter
don't.
and shorter. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm really far,
Ah, yeah, that's right.
so I don't
Okay, that's
alter
interesting.
the scene.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
sometimes when you're 35, when you're 24, when you're 50, people get your attention,
Yeah.
especially if you're shooting with the wide lens or a big lens or a big camera, which most of us do.
Yeah. That's true.
You'll get noticed, and you will alter the scene,
Right. Right.
and
Your
I don't
present. Yeah.
like
That's true.
altering the scene.
Okay. Okay. Great. So let's
So the
move.
70 to 200 gives me that option.
Let's go ahead and check out the first set of photos from Jilson.
Well,
Yeah. Can you hear me? Are we good? All right. Are you good, Jilson? Can you hear us?
yes, I can
Okay.
hear you.
All right, let's go. So for the first photo that we have is this one called Blessing, and I absolutely love this photo that you took. Can you set us up for us? When did you take it? What was happening in this shot?
Um, I took that photo in, I think it's 2015. I think it's 2015.
Okay.
I was working as a photo correspondent for Philippine Daily Inquirer,
Okay.
a local newspaper here in the Philippines.
Hmm.
That photo is, I was going to work, and it was summer day, and everyone there's an there's a water outage in Manila
Okay.
during the night, and we call it here El Nino, and the El Nino is kind of normal in climate change and
Okay.
summer
Yeah.
right now. And when I got out of the house, it suddenly rained so hard.
Okay.
And when I was about to ride the train, I saw these children's um, just playing in the rain, enjoying the rain, and I usually look at the rain as both a blessing and a curse,
Right.
because without this proper rain, we don't have water.
Okay.
We don't have water, and these children are enjoying that free water. The rain is just, it gives, you know some people just avoid the rain, and then
Right.
they don't like the rain, they don't like to get wet, but these children just enjoy the rain. And I think I'm not gonna get better photos as this one, enjoying children enjoying the rain photo. And that's why I'm really um I'm really interested in how people react in the rain, because uh the rain gives texture to
Right.
the photo, and uh it gives reaction to the people. And the rain is probably one of the hardest to take photos of, because you're gonna get wet. Number one, you're gonna get wet.
And your
Number two,
camera
you're
gets
gonna
wet.
hold the camera
Yeah.
while shoot. Well, you no, you're gonna hold an umbrella. You're gonna hold an umbrella while shooting it. It's either an umbrella, or
Garbage bag.
you have a poncho,
Okay.
garbage bag. Yeah,
Okay.
and
So
I choose the umbrella.
right. Right. Okay. Okay. This was taken with, if I'm not mistaken, a 16 to 35 lens. So this is is the opposite of using the telephoto that you're normally comfortable with. Now, my question is, uh, how does it? I'm sure this was a question actually that was raised prior to the episode. They wanted to ask if you were, yeah, if you were taking photos of subjects up close, do you ask for their permission?
Um, no, I don't ask for their permission,
Okay.
because if you ask for their permission, uh, the moment is gone,
Right.
and they know that you're there. They know that you're taking photos, and unless it's a sensitive topic like
Mm-hmm.
EJK, or um unless it's a sensitive topic, you need to ask permission.
Okay, but what happens,
I do think
Jilson?
that what you do in public is public, and
Okay,
there's nothing wrong with it as long as you're not intervening in the scene. And I just don't ask because I think I'm not offending someone.
okay. So, Jilson, my question is, what if suddenly they saw you and they you took the photo, and then suddenly they felt like it was an intrusion? What if, hey, Jilson, you took my photo and I don't appreciate it? Would you delete it? Is it something that, as a street photographer, because we have viewers here who want to be street photographers, how they would react to that?
Um, that already happened to me.
Okay.
An old man was sleeping,
Mm-hmm.
and I photographed him because he was sleeping in between the trees,
Okay.
and he has like a hammock um, tied to a tree, and he was just sleeping there. And the sleeping position, that's the his feet is like just hanging on the
Right.
hammock.
Right.
And he saw me photographing him, and then he got mad, and he threw his slippers on to
Okay.
me, and I just ran away and said sorry. And one of the worst I think one of the worst things that happened to me um was covering the do you know the offshore gaming
Yes, the pogo.
issue here in the
Yeah, yeah.
Philippines? The offshore gaming here in the Philippines, the Pogo.
Yes, yes, I do. Yeah.
The I got kicked by the guards. They abducted me and they kicked me around, asked me if I'm a kidnapper or what.
What?
I was photographing
Wow.
Chinese people passing by. Yeah, this one is in Parañaque. That happened last year. I was covering for Financial Times,
Wow. Okay.
and oh yeah, I was. They threatened to kill me at that time. They
Wow.
abducted me inside their. Yeah, they abducted me inside their
Office?
camp
Okay.
in a. It's a camp or office. It's a hub for guards and security people. They
Right.
said they have a prison cell underneath, and if I don't tell the truth, they're gonna kill me and ask
Wow.
me if do I know what's this place, how important is this place, how dangerous is this place, how many money is being made in this place, and how I am violating their rules.
Wow.
And
How did you get
that
out?
happened. They kicked me around. I told them the truth. I said I was just a photojournalist. I'm doing this story for Financial Times, and that's it. They researched me, and they don't they didn't find any proof that I was a kidnapper, because Chinese to Chinese kidnapping is uh very prevalent in here,
Okay.
in that area, in the Pogo area.
Okay. Right. Wow. That is one. We have a comment here from Chum saying that you have a very dangerous profession, and he said that it's an interesting choice of focal length for sheet photography, but it's a good stealth for uh,
Yeah.
reasons. We have two questions here. What happened to your gear while you were abducted?
They took it and they erased the photos,
Uh,
and they checked my bag as if I was bugged, like I was recording their conversations. If I have a GoPro or a hidden recorder recording their voices.
wow.
uh they took everything, and they took my bag, and laid out my gear on the
Okay.
table. and they found no proof of me being a spy,
Right.
but they deleted the photos. So
I see.
I didn't have photos for Financial Times, and
Did
that's
did you sue them?
I didn't get a call for Financial Times for a while. No, I a lawyer. I was talking to a lawyer, and then they I was planning to sue them. As I was planning to sue the guard who kicked me around and threatened to kill me. And the lawyer said, "Don't sue them. Don't sue stupid people. They will come after you." So they know your
Oh.
address. They know who you are. They know where do you live. They know everything about you. So if they get fired in their work,
They'll go after you.
they're gonna get after you.
Okay. Right.
So the lawyer said, you didn't get yeah, they didn't punch me in the face, so or punch me in the chest on the chest. So he said, don't file a case. Don't
Okay.
combat with stupid people. That's what the lawyer said.
Okay. Right. Okay. Now it's interesting. This next photo that we are going to show is that when you told me about it, you took this photo because at the time where you were out on a date. Is that correct?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. That photo is in BGC.
Mm-hmm.
You know how magical a normal day is.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah. Zoom. I think Zoom is acting up a bit.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
There you go.
That photo is that photo is it's like a normal date day, and this is a normal date day with my girlfriend Alia,
Okay.
and I don't know. I think I'm very lucky in scenes when I'm with her when I'm with her.
Nice. She's
Um,
like your muse, huh?
this photo is in BGC where yeah, this photo is in BGC. I took this photo with a 5D Mark IV,
Mm-hmm.
again with a 16 to 35, and I was kind of practicing my layering. It's called layering, blocking,
Okay.
layering. You know, putting all that technical stuff in one photo.
Right.
And I also would like to fill the frame when I'm taking photos.
Right.
And I don't know. I think I kind of achieved it. And what I like about this photo is the serendipity and the happiness that I've captured in just a simple Sunday afternoon. Um, you know those simple things that uh, there's no photo in it because you're on a date or you're
Yeah.
having a coffee, you're not on assignment. Uh, there's always a picture waiting for you, waiting for it to be captured.
Uh,
And I think this is one of the photos that did that in that scene. And sometimes I just don't expect any photo in any day in a specific day because I wake up in the morning and I always plan to produce a picture, one picture every day.
okay.
I don't say it in public, but I produce it. I kind of try to produce one photo a day,
Okay.
and this is one of those picture. And I really didn't expect that that day
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make this picture,
Okay.
and it's just a normal it's just a normal day, but it's a magical moment for me.
Yes, it is. So my question is now, Jilson, do you always bring your camera with you wherever you go, whatever you do? Jilson, can you hear me?
No, I can't.
Okay,
No,
so
I can hear you now, but I
okay,
can't
right.
earlier.
I really apologize, guys. That again, Zoom is acting up this time. This is sorry. This is out of our control. We're just trying to power through. And there does seem to be a lag between when I ask the questions and when Jilson answers. So please just bear with us. So my question, Jilson, is: do you have what do you call this? Do you always bring your camera with you wherever you go, uh, whatever you do? Okay. And Jilson is
Yes,
gone. Oh, there you go.
I bring my camera. It's actually because it's kind of good
Okay, I think Jilson's
to my health,
connection.
especially my lower back.
Okay, Jilson, I think we're having some
Hello,
connect. I think we're having some
hello.
connection problems. Yeah, we're having some connection problems. Jilson, can you hear me now? Yeah. Okay. So, uh, so what's happening now is we are chatting on on Facebook. Jilson is going to try to reconnect in a bit, and we'll see if things will go as planned and things will get better. So I will just switch to myself first. So if you guys have any questions for Jilson, please do share it with us. We'd like to know. There are a lot of questions actually for street photography. Street photography is usually the most accessible genre of photography, and it is the trickiest in the sense that, and as Jilson has mentioned, that there is a certain way that you can approach people and to take with your photo. So sometimes they would like it, sometimes they won't. And there is an approach to that. And there are two schools of thought. One is that you can just ask for their permission, or you can just take the photo outright. So that is some of the things that we try to work around, and people usually ask me how that is overcome. Normally, I ask permission, of course, especially if these are kids. So I ask permission from the parents if I can take their photos and if it can be posted. So normally they just check it and see it. Normally, it's okay, but the thing is, it's very easy. It's not as daunting a task as you would imagine. If you could ask someone, a few people, let's say 5 people in a day, normally just one would say no. So that is usually the case. Try it. There is actually even a challenge that says like try to get as many as 10 no's in one day, and normally that you don't really get that. You don't get that much. You don't get a lot. So there, and street photography in itself, you can do with anything. So you can do it with rangefinder. Uh, you can do it with, let's say, a DSLR. Of course, it's a bit more obtrusive if you have a DSLR, but you can use a host of other uh, cameras for that. Okay, so Jilson just connected again.
Hello again.
Okay, so just a minute.
Ayan na.
Let us bring Jilson in. Okay, there you go. Welcome back, man. So better connection, I think, from
Hello,
Jilson.
hello.
So you can hear me now.
Yes.
Okay, great. So there is still a bit of delay, but we will power through. Let's move on, Jilson, to the next photo. And okay, so this next set of photos is from Taal. Now, before you describe this particular shot, can you tell us why you went to Taal? What was the story behind it? Were you on assignment and so on? Okay, I think we lost him again. Jilson, can you hear me
Hello, hello.
there? Okay.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. So tell us what the assignment was about. Why were you in Taal?
I was in Taal because uh, it's actually intuition to take photos of as a freelance photojournalist. I need to go to these big events, big news that's happening all over the Philippines, and being a freelance, I kind of try to sell it to sell the story, sell the photos to publications, and I kind of succeed. The story run in CNN and Esquire when
Okay.
I was in Taal.
Okay. So you took the photos first and then sold them. So it's not like there was an institution or publication that sent you there.
Hello.
Yeah. So you when you took up the when you went to Taal, it was out of your own volition. It
Yeah.
was not an assignment, and then you just sold it after.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. So what is happening in this photo, Jilson?
I was with my I was with my friends when we went together to Taal. We
Okay.
were four freelance photographers.
Mm-hmm.
One is Paul Kiambaho, two is Eli Sepe, and three is Lisa David, and I'm the fourth. So we're we hired a car to go there, and that's how we did go around the city of Batangas. Everything
Okay.
was in lockdown when we were
Okay.
in Batangas. There's a lot of dead dogs. Hello.
Yeah. Yeah. That the dead dogs.
There's a lot.
Yeah. From the ash.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of dead animals, dead dogs, dead animals, dead horses. Um, it's really a disaster when we were there,
Okay. And
and
then
people really didn't expect
to happen.
this this eruption. Yeah.
Okay. So
Hello.
in this photo, what is happening here? Where is this particular photo taken?
This photo, I'm gonna get scolded by my friends here. uh,
Don't compromise
this
yourself, man.
photo,
So whatever you're comfortable with sharing, just
yeah,
do that. Yeah.
this this photo was taken when we were riding towards the volcano island. That's the volcano island,
Okay.
and these are the fishermen and the people who live there. That's going back there to to clean their homes
Okay.
because they thought that the volcano has stopped erupting
Okay.
permanently,
Okay.
and they went there at their own risk, with knowing that Coast Guard can arrest them for going there, and Coast Guard can arrest us for going there. And we were really hard headed. My friend is like my friends Lisa, Paul, and Eli was they're really hard headed at when we did go there. But we
Okay.
won't take that picture if we didn't go there. It was really an adventure. It was the determination of the people to go there was really um I don't know, valiant, or I don't know, just plain stupid, because they're dragging the horses back when this is happening, and everything is ash.
What do you mean
Everything is ash.
dragging the horses back to the island or away from the island?
Yes, the other day they took them off. No, they're dragging the horses back to the island.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. We have a photo of the horse that was being choked of the because of the tightness of the rope, and the horseman was just like pulling the horse up to the island. And you know how how the island is now, like how the land mass has increased. We climbed the island using a boat that was turned into rock.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
the boat was turned into rock, and turned it into the island. The island ate the boat. We climbed up the boat, and it was a landscape of desert.
Wow. And
So it was the island.
this photo was from the same trip.
Yeah, that photo was from the same trip. We met this horseman. He's we asked him, why are you going back to your house and you're not listening to the authorities? And then he said to us, I'm searching for we're cleaning our home. We're searching for our what's left, especially
Right.
my diploma. I need my diploma to apply jobs in Manila.
Right.
So he dug up his diploma, and that's a photo. And
Wow.
some of my friends are like, "Oh, you asked the guy who to rub his face and show it to the camera so that you will have that photo."
Yeah.
No, no, that didn't happen. How could I have think that? How could I have thought that? In that time, we were just very worried that we will get caught by the Coast Guard
Okay. Ah, interesting.
more than the volcano erupting.
So have you been back to Taal ever since then?
No, no, we plan to go back. We plan to go back to give extra clothes, relief goods, but we ended up giving those extra clothes to the victims of the fire during COVID-19 lockdown and
Right.
quarantine.
Right.
And we couldn't get out of the city because it's lockdown.
That's true.
After the volcano erupted, and it it kind of it kind of meshed with the coronavirus
Yeah.
outbreak, because when coronavirus was spreading in the Philippines, at the time we don't know that it's spreading.
Right.
uh the volcano, the Taal and Batangas are still suffering from the aftermath of the volcanic explosion. And
Right.
I don't know, I think that uh I think last year and this year
Mhm.
was the year of face mask. It started
That's
in
true.
Hong Kong. People
Right.
wearing face masks to not be identified by the CCP. And then the volcano erupted, and the spike of N95 mask and face mask was was the norm
Right.
in at that time. And then the coronavirus hits, and now the world is covered with face mask.
So it's a continuous
So
thing.
I
It's a
think 2019 and 2020.
Yeah, 2020 was such a tough year so far. Okay, let's
Yeah,
move
it
on
is.
to the last set. So for you guys who have joined us, welcome to Behind the Shot, where top visual storytellers like Jilson share their best three shots and the stories behind them. So we are powered by Deity microphones, which I am using now, which is the reason why I have good audio, I have to say. So we just had the first set from Jilson earlier. We had his street photography, and then now we have his coverage of Taal, which he took on great personal risk for himself and for a few other people. Now let's move on to the third set of photos. For those of you guys who are watching right now on Facebook Live, I will be turning off this teaser stream, and you guys can head on over to the uninterrupted YouTube broadcast. So I will see you there. And yeah, so see you on YouTube, guys, for the third set from Jilson Chu, photojournalist. Okay, so Jilson, this last set of photos are more abstract in nature. So this one I particularly liked. And you said earlier that you use the road or the ground as your sort of backdrop, right? So tell us what
Yeah.
went through your head when you were doing this.
Again, this was a normal day date commute with my girlfriend, and we were uh, transferring from the LRT 1 to the MRT,
Right.
to like a different train route. And this was taken in EDSA,
Mm-hmm.
and particularly at sunset. And when the moment you see the moment and you captured it, and it was just perfect. And if you didn't pass at that specific time,
Right.
specific moment, specific angle,
You lose
you
it.
you will
Yeah.
not you lose it. You don't achieve that perfect composition, perfect blocking of shadows. And I think I when I go out, like, think like it's a normal day, think like it's a mundane day. uh I kind of always look for the light.
Okay.
Like, I always look for the light. I always look how it kind of reacts to the world, what it produces. Because us photographers, we need that kind of light. We need that kind of light. And
Mm-hmm.
without that kind of light, without light, we're not gonna take photos, right?
Right.
And one of the key difficulties and key challenges that photographers uh, encounter is this blocking, is this layering, is this
Yeah.
moment that is just right. When
Okay.
you take a specific photo, and uh, this could have been better, because that man should have been at this side, not at this angle.
Right.
It doesn't happen every time. It to be honest, it doesn't happen often. And uh, I use a 70 to 200 here
Right.
to utilize the shadow, to capture it from afar and
Right.
compress the background. And I can't achieve this in other lenses, because you need the background to be big, and you
Okay.
need you need the floor to be your background,
Right.
and you need to be
Elevated
elevated
as
at some
well.
point.
Okay. So
Yeah, you need to
Jilson,
be elevated.
we have uh we have some fans here. So Dino Dimar, I love your grind. Keep shooting, Georgina Jilson. And AG Demesa said hashtag Tunatics. So I will show you the next photo, but I think I want to put some context in this question that was posted on YouTube. From Juan Vicencio, is post processing of street photos a good practice? A very quick answer, Jilson.
Well, well, it depends. It depends to you. In my opinion, it's yes, because it defines your work. It's the final ink to your work. It's like drawing, and you're gonna ink your drawing.
Right, right. Comic book
That's
fan,
it.
huh? Okay.
Yeah,
From
that's how it is.
Jonathan Hodder, the light is so good. Is it my birthday type of shot? So that was he was commenting on the previous photo. So this photo was taken
Yeah,
where?
yeah.
Was this
We
in?
used to
Yeah. So this
that
photo,
that's in Baseco.
Baseco. Okay, right. And
That's in
then,
Baseco.
so what was happening here? What
And
was the subject matter or the story?
um at first, when you look at it, oh, what's that stuff on the ground? Just like shiny and all. And that's plastic. That's
Okay.
plastic. And plastic issue is kind of big in no, it's not kind of big. It's big in in global pollution,
Right.
and it needs to be addressed. And these people are using the beach, swimming the beach with this kind of shore. And
Right.
these plastics are just, like, it's just right there.
Right.
And they're just it's being highlighted by the sunset. And yeah, it's a beautiful photo, but it's kind of it defines how we people can almost cannot reverse this. because every time they clean the beach, every time they clean the beach, no matter how hard they try, every time that it rains, uh, the sea brings trash to the shore, because the
Yeah.
trash doesn't come from the people. It comes from the sea. It comes from the past trash that was made by humans.
Yeah.
So it's a really big issue.
Yeah.
Not just taking good silhouettes and good highlights.
That's
It's
good.
really a big issue.
Said like a true said like a true Greenpeace activist. Okay, so this is our last photo for this set, and I have to say this is one of my favorite. I would describe it abstract photos that I've seen from your work, Jilson. And what people don't normally notice is that if you don't look close enough, you don't see the blood moon on the left side of the photo. So tell us how you saw
Yeah.
this. Was it an instantaneous impulsive photo that you took?
Yeah, this wasn't planned.
Okay.
This photo wasn't planned. Um I knew that day that it's the super blue blood moon. That's
Okay.
what they call it, super blue blood moon. And I
Okay.
was really anticipating the moonrise and all, and the totality of the eclipse is around 10 p.m. And
Okay.
I was really looking for a place to shoot it. Like,
Right.
I can shoot it at a church with a cross foreground.
Mm-hmm.
I can shoot it with a lamppost or anything that's around the city that's recognizable that I'm in Binondo. And this photo is very spontaneous, because I look at the Chinese lanterns,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks like a lunar eclipse.
Yeah.
And I took the photo, and then when I posted it in Instagram, and people were just like, "What is this?" And then they saw the blood
The blood
moon,
moon. Yeah.
and
You won't
and
notice it
then it
immediately.
and yeah, you won't notice it immediately, and it blends through the Chinese lanterns, and
Yeah.
I a theory got into my mind, like, what's the origin of this Chinese lanterns?
Mm-hmm.
Is it this blood moon? They were so fascinated about the blood moon, and they made it into lamps, and
Right.
they made, like hang it, display it in public, display it in the streets, hanging at night, and it looks like a blood moon.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm very interested in moon, because it revolves in a lot of culture.
Right.
Uh, Buddhist, Islam, Christianity, uh, and there's a lot of myths in moon, related to moon. There's a lot of cultures. There's a lot of rituals, um, revolving around the full moon. The Eid al-Fitr was about moon sighting. They're not gonna end the fast. They're not gonna end the fast until they saw that silver light, the thin
Mm-hmm.
silver light that's being seen in the break of the fast of Ramadan. And it's very interesting that, um, it's really the moon is a living proof of we humans really. I mean, this is the moon is a witness to the all history that happened to the earth, and to the human life, and the the moon will be kind of be the. I mean, it's a sign of there are things before us.
Right.
I'm not saying aliens or what, but there are things before religion, before 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 culture,
Yeah.
and I don't know.
Yeah,
There are more things that we should know about the universe.
it's been a celestial constant in everything. Now, Joseph, we it's a good thing that we have this question on YouTube. That is a good way of wrapping up this session. But before that, for you guys who are just meeting Jilson today, I invite you to check out his Instagram, Jilson.chu. I will switch to our a bigger representation of his handle there on Instagram. So visit Jilson.chu on Instagram and you will see more of his impressive, brilliant work. And we have a question here, Jilson, from AG de Mesa. Jilson, any plans on pursuing long form documentary photography slash personal project type of work? This is a good way to plug it in, man. I mean, as we wrap this up.
Plans, I don't know. I did have one documentary photography work that's been. I was really triggered by the traffic and the density of the humans and the people here in Manila. That's
Mm-hmm.
why I made one project about density
Mm-hmm.
about Manila when the year it was the densest city on earth, and how corruption, how traffic, and how how the density of Metro Manila affects the economy, affects the urban life of the Filipino living in Metro Manila, and that's my documentary work.
Okay.
Uh, so far, that's the longest that I've did. I did that for like 4 years, but I'm kind of not. I don't have any long term documentary project right now.
Okay.
I don't have any. Yeah.
Okay, I see. All right. So again, this is all the time that we have now for Behind the Shot. Jilson, thank you very much for joining us. So guys, visit Jilson's work on Instagram, Jilson.chu. If his street photography work and his photojournalism work, it's all there. It's great and it's very immersive. You can really see what we're talking about when we say that it's very real. It's very tangible. No. Okay, so Jilson, thank you very much for joining us for Behind the Shot. You've had quite a lot of viewers right now and some questions. AG de Mesa even commented saying that the environment work you did a few years ago also was like I guess part of that, no? So if you want to say anything, say goodbye to the guests or the viewers who are watching. Go ahead.
Thank you for everyone who watched. And I'm sorry for the Zoom call. It was really bad. The Zoom call, this Zoom app needs to upgrade their system.
It's okay, man.
so
The photos made up
so
for it.
that's it.
The photos made up for
Thank you
it.
for the time. Thank you for the time. Thank you for the time. And I'm really sorry for the Zoom call.
No
It's really
worries.
bad.
It's not a problem. Okay, Jilson, hang in there in that Zoom call. I will get back to you. I will just close the show and then please stay there. Okay, stay with me. All right. Bye, man. Bye, Jilson.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, that was our episode 8 for Behind the Shot. Again, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on YouTube. It will really help me in terms of supporting the show, and it will give you updates on the upcoming episodes. Actually, this is a good time to bring up our next guest for Friday is Gab Mejia, is a conservation photographer, very much like what I do. And that's not the only thing we share. We are both Nikon ambassadors, so this is a good way to have the first co-ambassador, fellow ambassador to be on the show. After him would be Chris Magsino for landscape, so another Nikon ambassador will be joining us for Behind the Shot. Gab's episode is quite interesting and I'm also excited for it. He talks about conservation of tamaraws, Philippine tamaraws, his work on Agusan Marsh, which he's doing as part of a National Geographic project. He is a National Geographic explorer. And then finally, he's going to talk about his 6-week trek through Patagonia alone. And in itself, I think that is a very interesting story to hear about. And this guy is, again, just I think 20 to 23. So he did it probably when he was in his 20s. So I'll let him continue that story on Friday. So Noel Guevara here, conservation and wildlife photographer. If you want to see my work, please visit my Instagram, Noel Guevara Photo. You'll see a lot of sharks, polar bears, and if that's something that you enjoy, then please do give us a follow. All right, thank you very much, guys, for joining me for Behind the Shot. And we are supported by Deity microphones. Thank you and have a good night. I'll see you in the next episode.